Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space, and here's Valerie from Illumination Portal.
Hi, thank you for having me, Terry.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here today, Val. Um, did you? Oh, did you stream?
I
Or are you?
didn't, and I forgot. We were talking, and I forgot to do it. Oh goodness!
Oh, it's
You
okay
want
if you don't want to, but you're
you
more
want
than
me to do
welcome
it?
to. Either
It's
way
okay.
you want to do it, dear.
Well, we can do it
Either
real
way.
quick. Why not?
Okay.
This way.
All right.
Oh
Hi,
my!
everybody. So, welcome. So I'm so excited that you're here, Val. We were having a great conversation backstage.
Yeah, we were.
That was fun. Oh my God, this is
Uh-huh.
going to be great. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one. And then I thought we'd just do some chat. And then if anybody's got any questions, hi, Lori. Good to see you, dear. If anybody has any questions, be sure and put them in the chat and
Yeah.
I will go ahead and star them. And I'll let you know who I've starred after a while so that I make sure that I don't miss anybody because tendency.
All these beautiful souls. Oh, hi, Jenny. Hi, Lori. Hi, Carol. Oh my goodness, I can't see. See?
Oh,
Oh.
Sonia and Seascape. Hi,
Mhm.
everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so what, I mean, how did this come about for you? Spirit, Valerie,
Oh.
coming in and giving you all the sparkles.
All the sparkles, yeah. It started. I was young, but I had blocked it, And then when I had my youngest son at 31, and I was always in, the metaphysical bookstores and stuff like that, and I really loved it. But I thought I had to stay in reality, to be
Sure.
to make to survive, I guess, So my youngest son was born premature. He was 1 pound, 6 ounces. And
Oh,
I had been told I couldn't have kids, but I had my oldest son. Now they're only 9.5 months apart. So this is how fast it all happened. And he came the day they said he would, and he was healthy and everything was fine. And, um, there I am. I end up pregnant and again, and they kept saying, "You have to name him. He's not going to make it through the night, but we have to give him a name." It's choking me up.
oh, honey.
I don't know. You think you're over something, you know what I'm saying? And then anyway, so I did. I'm naming him, but I knew he was going to make it. And he's 30 now. He's fine. There's nothing wrong. I just want
Oh,
everyone to know. But so this nurse, she took me to the side and she handed me a wooden box with an angel on top of it. And it had three crystals in it, one for blood, one for pulmonary, and oh goodness, I can't even think now. I can't remember the third one. And it had little prayer cloth inside, and it slid. The top slid.
hmm.
And here, I just, you're in shock, and all this is going on, and I had that box, but It was more her energy that really, after a few days, did I understand she was more than, I mean, I think all nurses are angels, but she was truly
Yeah.
an angel, and it was magnificent because she was there with him, and she just went around and did her job. And you'd see all the babies in the NICU, and you'd get to know their parents, and it really hadn't hit me yet. This is going into a month or two, and you show up and, oh, how's your son, or where's so and so. Oh, the baby didn't make it. The baby didn't make it. And I can't tell you how many times you hear that. God, sorry, guys. I don't mean to.
No, it's okay, honey.
And
Take your time.
realizing the gravity. Like I was young, I had no idea what this meant. I thought a preemie meant you just needed to grow more on the outside, even though that's what it does mean. But there's a lot to it. And realizing, wow. But I just knew he was going to make it. I knew that he was going to be fine. And you know, all of those babies, they're just so special. The babies, the nurses, like the nurses, even though she was quite different energetically, they all had that
Yeah.
higher calling vibration. I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah, so that's when it really started. Sorry about that long story, guys.
No, no, it's good. That's what we're here for, holding
She
space.
was,
So
she was Jenny.
they are they are really angels, aren't they?
Mhm.
Yeah. I have a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
nurses in my family,
Oh,
and that healing thing does kind of run in families, doesn't it? But
yeah.
having that energy is so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, you have
Oh,
that. You have that definitely. You're a healer.
oh, well,
Beautiful
thank you.
voice. I
Thank
love your voice. It's so relaxing. And
my
here
kids
I
might not say that.
am.
It's really interesting because I find that a lot in the medical profession. Some of them know that they're healing, that their energy
Mhm,
is at work, and I think some of them may not, but they must have
mhm.
a feeling about it, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I think I mean that calling. That's a lot. That's a lot of education, and it's
Yeah,
especially when you're dealing with the tiny preemies and the elderly. There's a lot of difference in to me. It's a calling. My mom is a hospice social worker, and she
oh,
loves it. She works part time. She's 84 years old.
bless
She,
her. I love that.
yeah,
I love that,
she,
Val. That's amazing.
yeah, she is amazing, and she just wants to care for people at the end of at the end of their journey.
There's a beauty about that, isn't there? That end of life sequence, I think, when people are either um, elderly or have a diagnosis or something.
Mhm.
It's like this child comes out, their inner child.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really beautiful when you think about how we go through life, and when we come to transition. I did have an ND, and that was when I was 21.
whoa, yeah,
And I it did showed me that there was a God, because everybody would say there's God. I didn't believe in him really. I believed there in something more, not the God in the Bibles per se, the one who is punishing and all this. And the energy was just, can't even describe it. I've never felt it here. But I was a troubled child and went into a darker path for a little while to, I guess on my soul journey was to explore that. And I made it here somehow through the grace of God. Okay, so there again is the full circle, right? You think that there's nothing. It's just all nothing. That's what I used to say. It's nothing. Even though I had these knowings, I didn't trust myself, and I didn't love myself. I didn't learn to love myself until way later, till I had kids, and that is the game changer. Because once you love yourself and accept yourself, you see that in everyone else. It's
yeah.
just beautiful. It's beautiful.
It really is beautiful, isn't it? Once we
Mhm,
realize we're divine. But
mhm.
I think so many of us go through on the spiritual path go through that period of that we have to not always have to, but trauma.
Yeah,
That trauma comes in. It's
yeah.
interesting that you bring up the NDE because, and I'm so glad you're still here to talk to it. Number one. But number 2, we talked about that a little bit in meditation this morning. We were talking about the NDEs.
Mhm.
And, have you ever heard of Diamond Sutra?
It sounds familiar.
It's
Is it
like
energy?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
energy and it's like an instant awakening.
Mm.
Like you walk in the desert and
Mhm.
boom, like Jesus and
Yes.
I mean, so many, Eckhart, a lot of them have had it.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't it
I've
beautiful?
yeah, I've had those. Well, I've had go ahead. And I didn't know there was a name for that. It's interesting.
Well, it's kind of the name I gave it, but it's also in the Vedas, but it's not well known. Um,
Mm.
so do you feel like the NDE was kind of like that Diamond Sutra that you just
Absolutely. Because
knew?
when you say Diamond Sutra, what the energy I saw was uh, this high up. The frequency felt high. The light was so bright, and it was white iridescent. Like it looks like diamond. Exactly what
Yeah,
it looks like,
yeah.
and it's just like all unconditional love and peace. But see, I was so far away from that at that point. I didn't even know that, understand that. So I got it later. But that I've had happen to me, yeah, a couple times. Now that's how I see my higher self. It's like this sparkly diamond energy. And it's just, I call her sparkly because she's just, I don't think I think when which is probably true for all of us, our higher selves and stuff, once you're at that level, wherever they are, it is just not form, it's light. And it's really pure light, pure love light. It's just beautiful. But I like that name, Diamond Sutra.
Yeah. I love that you've named your higher self. I'm gonna copy that, Val, because, I have named my ego
Oh, yeah.
Petunia.
Oh, I love it. I love
And
it.
Petunia comes out to play every once in a while, but I'll
Mm,
definitely think of a good name for, I think we should all do that. Have a
yeah.
name for our higher selves to talk
I,
to them.
I love that idea of naming your ego. Now, I've given her a name that probably shouldn't say out loud in public on YouTube, and I used to say, that's it, I have you locked up, but like I would cage her, right? I'd imprison her. Here, I didn't know back then. I was imprisoning my inner child, really, it's just
Yeah.
part of her. So now we're on good terms, and we all, because this is another thing with learning to love yourself. Once you love yourself, you only listen to your heart, and then all of your other aspects work for the heart, the mind, the ego, um, all of it. And it just kind of falls into place, and it's seamless. It's so easy to be there. Whereas letting the ego and the mind rule, it's always a struggle and a fight. At
Yeah.
least it was for me. I don't.
No, I agree, I agree, I feel the same. Ego's so beautiful while we're on this planet if we use it and make friends with it, like you were
Right.
saying, rather than disassociating, which we can do a lot, especially if we've had trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
playing with that ego. But I'm gonna
Hmm.
play with that higher self name. I love
Yeah.
that. I think that's delicious.
The
That's just great.
dream detective Kate and I were on the phone, and we were doing angel shows, but before that we were discussing higher selves, and she was like, do you have a name? And I said, I only see sparkle, so I'm just gonna call her Sparkly. I call her Sparkly, know what to say. So she liked it too. But they don't care if we name them, either. But that
Sure.
kind of sounds impersonal, because here we are on Earth, and forming relationships and bonds is important. And here's our main bond. It's us in a higher
Yeah.
space. So I don't know. It is really amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
Mm.
So I'm going to say hi to a few people. Hi, Kate. Hi, Lauren. And Sun Psychic Gina's here. Sherry, Voices from the Swamp. Hello. Dream Detective Kate. Yay. And Jay, Marcus is here. We got a lot of people. Sonia, Seascape, Carol, Fatima, Odelia. What a beautiful name. Odelia Medeiros. Medeiros? It's beautiful. Jessica Lynn, too. So I've gotten a lot of people, well, not that many starred. So if anybody has any messages that they want, we're going to chat, but I think we'll do that too. So, yeah.
It's nice to just come and feel this energy. I've been a little busy and doing the detail work, which is kind of something that's starting today with Virgo. The sun just went into Virgo season, so we're in Virgo season, and at the same time, Mercury is in Virgo and it went retrograde. So just as a heads up, we're picking up, we're going back to retrieve more information, because this is the time, especially this next month or two, to let the information come in and let the details come in, because by the 30th, we're going to have 7 planets in retrograde. So want to take it easy. Be nice to yourself.
Well, do you think that's why there's been so many odd transitions lately? Like, I feel like some dear friends have had partnership issues where they've gotten out of these partnerships and just, all sorts of things going on with people that I know and clients.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like after the last 3 years or so of COVID, it was kind of like we had this stuck in the mud feeling, but it was Spirit's way of having us really look at every aspect of our lives and determine if this is what you want to do to go forward. So we got the equinox, and that kind of cracked the door open where we started to see life again, life in a new way, but life. Um, then we had all these, each planet going through. Then we came to Leo season, and um, first it was Mars and Venus together. So here's the divine feminine and the divine masculine meeting in Leo, in the heart, in unconditional love. And my guides were saying to me, we're balancing out that in each of us, where everyone needs to get this, would benefit. No one needs anything. Okay. That would benefit from balancing that out. So Mars shoots on by, and the Sun in Venus, it's called a cazimi, where the Sun, I'm sorry, Venus looks like she's going into the heart of the Sun, but she's really going from an evening star to a morning star. But every time these planets come in contact with each other, they communicate. There's information always being exchanged by the planetary bodies. And it's all spirit, but each one has their own flavor, right? So at that point, the sun was saying, okay, they were saying to move forward effectively and enjoy and really enjoying life, it would benefit everyone to love and accept themselves. Sun, that's the sun, and then Venus, only focus on what it is you truly love and value, because that's what Venus represents. So they hung out for a little while. Now Venus is still retrograde, and Mercury just went retrograde. And there's a few other ones, but these two in particular are, Venus is helping us remember and discern and say, is this really what you want? Is this how you want to go forward? Make sure it matters to your heart. Make sure it makes your heart smile. Really, that's how I hear it all the time. And you know, the sun being in Leo was helping people crack open their heart to remember to love themselves. A lot of people don't, they just don't
Yeah.
know that that's important. So now these energies just don't happen immediately. It's more of a, we're marinating in it, and all the other energies come in and add their information and their flavor to it. But now we're in Virgo season, and Mars is in Virgo, about to go into Libra. Um, Sun is in Virgo, Mercury's in Virgo, and Venus is catching up, but she won't get into Virgo until um, I think it's October 4th when she's totally out of shadow. But we have to let this energy, this information marinate to really be honest with ourselves. Because if you love and accept yourself, you will be honest with yourself, right? That ego can't come in and tell you um, this is beautiful when it's not, or this is working when it's not, right? So
Right.
that's kind of the energy we're in, and that is happening. A lot of people, and it's not a judgment on anybody or their relationship or their job, or it's just that
It's time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it has been with these situations, it seems like. And I feel like I've got more of a wind behind me now, wind in
Yeah.
my sails. Um, so I hope that's what it's doing, supposed to do.
Well, yeah, and it really is. It's kind of lifting us up, and those of us who are, as beautiful people, gorgeous souls in these spiritual groups, that just by us being together at any moment, we're lifting up this energy, and that's what we're here to do, is raise the vibration on Mother Earth by raising our individual vibrations, right? So, but every one of us who have an idea, we know we love ourselves, accept ourselves, we know that we're in this transitional period in history, major transition in history, and we're here to be love. That's really our only job, be unconditional love, right? So, but you still, do I want to live here? Do I want to live there, or do I want to work here? And those little details, your team is here with you, helping you hone in on what is it that makes your heart smile, and follow that. Don't get distracted by all the noise. There's a lot of noise wanting to pull us out of there
Yeah.
and and confuse us, excuse
Bless you. Yeah. Take a sip. Sip, 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 as everybody always says.
me.
Um, yeah, I get that. It's like this energy seems like we're riding these waves that have
Mhm.
come in, and every once in a while, if we're not working with our ego and aware of her or
Mhm.
him or them,
Mhm.
um, it's real easy to get caught in that curl, isn't it?
Oh, geez, yeah. You get you get really and it's just gonna get, in my opinion, from what the information I'm getting,
Yeah,
it's just gonna get a little even more bumpier, more bigger and bigger waves. But the thing is, if you are centered in your heart and your soul, and you know we have that buoyancy where we can kind of just flow with it. You know, um, it does only take a second to have. I think it's 15 seconds of watching something that, whether it's the news. Please forgive. I live in a military town, and the jets are flying. So if it makes noise, hopefully they're done. But yes,
yeah.
well, no, they're not done. I don't
No, it's
know.
not bad at all. It's not
Oh,
bad at
good.
all, really. Yeah, yeah, it's kinda giving us a galactic vibe there. Yeah, so, softer forward motions,
Mm.
nice gentle surprises. That's lovely, Kate. Thank you.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah, good, good, good vibes. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I heard somebody describe this as this wave of energy coming in as that, kind of what we're manifesting, what we've been giving. So if we've been giving judgment and energy to stress and judging other people,
Right.
then that's going to come back to us. Or if we've been writing the energy and trying to help people,
Right.
be of service and
Yeah.
love in our hearts, we get more of it.
And that's that goes along with the 12 universal spiritual laws. What you are emanates from you, and whatever that frequency is what you receive back. So the higher vibrational, unconditionally loving and kind and compassionate, he really is helping us. And I think that's what I'm saying, like with our spiritual groups and stuff, we all understand that. And because of that, we're at the front end. So when these new energies over the next few years come in, and we're in this new earth frequency, because all those systems that are suffocating and life negating can't go forward with us. So we're here to, and there's billions of us everywhere that are already doing this. They have brilliant ideas and they're implementing them in whatever way, wherever they are, and so that's going to become the norm, more than this restriction that we're under. I think it's going to happen a little sooner than than later, because the energy is just, it's exponentially increasing in vibration, and then it's just going to be kind of like catches, and it's just going to be life changing. Really, it's going to be it already. So we're already there. We're right at the door. That's how I like to say it. We're right there at the door. And
Right.
and do when I say choose what you love, or they say, it is simple things. It's just, I say thank you to everything, hold a crystal and it makes me happy. It's the simple things, constantly repeating these simple things that help make your heart smile and bring in joy and contentment, that everything is beautiful at that point. You're just so grateful to be, okay. And even a little skip in the energy, can throw you off. But you can sit down, and you have so many ways to go back and center. You put your hand
Yeah.
on your heart, a couple breaths, listen to one of your meditations. It is a million things we can do.
Yeah, there really are, aren't there? It is interesting, isn't it? Because it's the little things, isn't it,
Yeah.
that we surround ourselves with.
Mhm.
And environments. Our environment is a huge part of it.
Yes.
Our community that we surround ourselves with, finding a great community here on
Yes.
YouTube for sure. And what we watch and what we eat and what we
Well,
drink, and it's all part of it, isn't it?
yeah. Say what we ingest.
Yeah.
I bless everything I ingest. I say it like that with food, but
Yeah.
and of course I could eat a lot better. I do eat very healthy, but I have this sweet tooth that's plaguing me at the moment. So I'm trying to work through it. But even when I think about it, it's like, well, it's not like you're sitting there eating a whole box of cookies. You're having a cookie. It's not. So there's got to be this fine. We can't. I never liked the word diet. I
Right?
mean, diet. Diet. And you're just like, what?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. You're
yeah,
right. Yeah, it's no fun. It's the journey, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And the words matter, and the words have more, the root meaning. A lot of words are a lot different. We are what we don't agree, you know.
Right when you said the words, Gino posted that. I just had to post. Gino, you crack me up, girl.
Yes, she does.
I
She
love
is hilarious. Oh my goodness. It's true
it.
though. We are what we don't excrete. And if you're in the toxins, I live it, not a diet. Right. That's right.
That's perfect, I love
hmm
it. Love it.
It's
Um,
important how we speak to ourselves. We
yes.
say we say
Yeah,
so many things that are,
we
you
really
know,
do, don't we? And
yeah,
our clear voice,
yes,
having a clear voice about what we want to say. And,
yeah.
you know, I didn't realize that I hadn't used my voice until I was about, oh golly, maybe a couple of years ago, that I
Mm-hmm.
was really, I was spiritually, I was using my voice, and with
Mm-hmm.
my emotions, I was using my voice, but physically to
Mm-hmm.
enunciate and say, this is what I want clearly, instead of, hi, how are you? What's going on? I'd kind of like to have that one over there
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Mm-hmm.
just being very clear with ourselves of what we want.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's hard. I had the same type of voice. I was never heard. My voice was always little. So, spirit's funny. They. I end up working in the restaurant industry, and I'm a waitress, and you have to talk a
Great
lot.
job. Great
And then
job
you're
for
then
everybody to learn.
I know then you're a bartender, and if you don't use that voice, it's I kind of was put into voice training.
Yeah.
You because a lot of people don't want to hear you. They certainly don't want to hear you if they're inebriated and such. But I did have a little time with that though during COVID because we weren't really communicating a lot, and I
Right.
realized it got closed up in there, and I was started doing a lot of throat chakra work. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel the same. And then listening, because throat chakra is a lot about hearing your voice too,
hmm
isn't it?
hmm
Yeah. Yeah. So, what does your voice sound like, Val, when you listen to your voice, your spirit voice?
Oh, it's just sweet. It doesn't. It's just. Oh man, I never had that question. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to put a word to it. Yeah, almost like a kind of how I would hear like a little bunny talk or something. I don't know how to put
That's
it.
so sweet. I love that.
Yeah, like it's a sweet, sweet voice, and it's so peaceful, and I trust it. When you trust something and you feel safe and secure with someone,
Mhm.
that matters. That's so that took me a while to get to a space like that, just in general with people. But now, um, it's funny how these things all connect. You don't really think of it all. Your voice, listening. I have a problem. I'm listening, but I'm excited and I want to talk. Well, let me, so I have to keep calming down. Oh
Um, well,
man.
that I hear your voice like that too. Really sweet. Yeah. So
You're
it's interesting you project the same energy that you're feeling. It's a
thanks.
good balance. It's beautiful balance.
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I'm I'm just so grateful. So grateful for, and I say this every day too. It's one of the things that really helped me. I'm grateful for every moment of my existence because
Oh,
if you think about it, if you judge any of it, you're really judging yourself. And we're here to, maybe we all didn't do the perfect thing in every right moment, and that's just not how it is here. It is all about experiences. And if we judge them, and we learn from every one of them, if this didn't work out and it turned horribly bad, we don't go and do it again normally, right? It's not something that
don't
sometimes
ask me my 20s and 30s, but
I know
yeah, no.
I know it. But sometimes you gotta learn them a couple times, right? You gotta just
Yeah.
um mm, but it, it's good to tell yourself that it's okay to be human. It's okay to be a soul in a human body. And there's no test. There's no right or wrong answers, really. That we are. It's all feel too. We go by feeling and what feels right.
Yeah. By our senses, right?
Mm-hmm.
The physical senses, and then the causal and non-causal, where you're in
Mm-hmm.
emotional sensing something, and then spiritually sensing something.
Mm-hmm.
All about your clairs.
Yeah, it really
Um,
is. It's so cool. But we're not taught this as children. In
no,
the old
not
in
yet.
the old construct. Now that's going to change, but we were blanked out from who we really were. It was not taught to us, and it was really locked out of us. Most of us didn't have a connection to our soul and our heart. A lot do. I'm not saying that's, but a lot don't. They weren't allowed to be authentically who they were, who you really are. You had to kill, pretenses, or there's the ego that comes in. I'm not as pretty as her, or I'm not as smart as him, or whatever. When
Yeah.
it's no. Everybody has their own uniqueness about them and beauty about them, but we're not really taught that. In a way, I guess, we're taught to care for others, but I don't know. It is kind of
Yeah.
convoluted. And now it's going to change. And I'm so happy because these kids now, when you see these children now, the babies, all of any of them younger than me, they're just they come in with um, so much more of their divinity. And it's acceptable. They're accepting of each other. Really beautiful.
They really are, aren't they?
Mhm.
For years, it seems like people would say, "Oh, these kids these
Yeah.
days, they're just looking at their phones, or just doing
Mhm.
that, or they don't make the eye contact or something." But
Mhm.
they're on a different vibration,
Yeah.
and technology is not a bad thing. I mean,
No.
it's our future.
Yeah.
So,
It really is. There's a difference between AI and spirit. We have a heart.
yeah,
AI doesn't. It's a tool, like
yeah,
a lawnmower. So it's
yeah.
just a tool. It's a very intelligent tool. Um, but look how much easier our lives has become because of AI and technology.
And it's just started, right? I mean, the
Right.
medical part of it, and information and teaching. And I mean, if you had an AI teacher, and they, instead of giving us like 5 subjects or something, math, arithmetic,
Mhm.
social sciences, everything, if we had an AI teacher that could just go zoom right into science, if your brain
Mhm.
worked that way, or art, or
Mhm.
however it worked, I mean, it's huge.
Oh man, it's brilliant, and I mean, the future is just brilliant. It is.
So, how do you see that? The song "You Are Beautiful in Every Single Way." That's beautiful, Sonia. Thank you.
Aw,
I love that.
it
Um,
is.
so, how do you see that going forward? Because sometimes when I look at the future, I see fields with flowers
Mhm.
and just a beautiful thing. But then there's AI too. So, there's lots of
Mhm.
technology in it. What does that look like when you look at it?
I feel like it's more organic because Mother Earth gets cleaned up first. You know,
Yeah.
the all the vibrations here, but all the toxins and the distortion all has to be cleaned up first, and then it's a lot of AI will change because of that, but it'll be even better because the materials being used won't be harmful to us or Mother Earth. There's so much that has to, because every aspect of our life is distorted on some level.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but we can make most anything that we use out of hemp. And hemp, it grows in like 8 weeks. It's abundant. And that was kind of a trap they did in 18, I think it was 1860, when they banned hemp in America. It was one of the rubber barons was using his
Oh,
chemicals to make pharmaceuticals, and they stopped utilizing hemp for everything because he wanted his rope made from this and that and everything else. And if you think about that, how impactful, it was really destructive to humans, because we have a cannabinoid system that
yeah.
relies on a lot of that is a healing. It's really beneficial for our bodies, for animals to eat. There's going to be these fundamental changes that that are going to be implemented, and it's going to show those fields with the flowers, and it's going to be pristine, like it was. We can be here and not destroy Mother Earth.
It's
We can be
beautiful.
gentle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Mm.
Um, so, how do you see that moving forward? Like, do you see a time frame, or do you feel time? Like a lot of psychics don't. A lot of intuitives do not feel time.
I don't feel time, but I get it because I asked. I specifically asked. I'm like, okay, so that's when I got it. I really got heavily into astrology because I know something's coming, but how can I see it? Can I see it
Yeah.
before it comes? And then as I was in getting into astrology, it was not only is Mother Earth and all life on her raising in vibration, the whole solar system is, the whole galaxy is. So even the planets are bringing in change, because they're all sentient beings.
Right.
Everything has got a spark of the divine in it. So when I look out, I see uh, a year and a half, 2 years, and we're gonna have light. There's gonna be light. We're gonna see changes starting. As for it taking, 50 years or even 10 years, I don't see that. I see it a lot sooner. And I constantly see that. And I'm like, but can that happen that fast? And then I see a whole team of galactics, and they say, we're ready to clean it. We're ready. When I guess Mother Earth has got the say in this mostly, but all of humans, it's like a 51% of everyone on let's change, and it changes. That's
Right.
kind of how I get it. I, at least I hope that's how I'm seeing it right. And then when that happens, it's just boom, happens. And it's fast. It's not sludging along for another 200 years. Because even though it's a change in age, and, the others before this one were kind of slower, and it would kind of integrate after a few hundred years. This is different because of that 26,000 yuga cycle. We're at the golden age. We're at so many different cycles right now that it's and let's face it, this is not sustainable. They're killing the water, the air, the soil, and if it doesn't change soon, there's not going to be a planet,
Right.
on a lot of levels. Even though I do believe Mother Earth can heal herself,
Oh, yeah.
and that would be fine. But I mean, just because it used to bother me. Think of all the plastic that's just being trashed in the trash right this second. Like, how do you clean that up? And so they were, because I ask and I'll cry and I'll be upset. No, I really got to know, so they bring it in and they show it to me, and they show it just, there's, and there's that one, I think he's a teenager that's cleaning up the plastic out of the Pacific Ocean. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a start, but can you imagine everything that's on the bottom of that? That's, really needs to come up. And it it's just stuff like that. Like we're never going to do this again. This type of damage. But we're not the ones technically doing it. There's people profiting off of this, or whatever they are, profiting, putting profits and power over life, and that's
Yeah.
not going forward with us. So,
Yeah. Capitalism as we know it, right? We're a consumer based society, which really doesn't make sense, does it? A service based society.
right.
So much better. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you think about Mother Earth, when we were born here, Mother Earth has everything we need to survive, and it is free. And
Yeah.
somehow we got duped into believing we had to pay for everything on, you know, we know energy's free. Tesla proved, Tesla has it. There's all kinds of people who have these technologies that they get shut down, they get silenced,
Yeah.
same with healers.
Scalar. Yeah. Scalar light
Mhm.
and all that.
So,
Yeah.
so many things.
Yeah.
So I do think that's going to be bumpy, and it's going to be a few years out. Didn't I don't know how to explain this part. Like I see this constantly. There's this space out there where it just kind of stops, and it changes really quick. And I try to like look at it in the charts. I try to understand it, but I hear it's not that it's not documented, but there's no way to pinpoint that time. I guess is what I'm saying. If that makes sense.
Um, do you see two different dimensions, time dimensions moving, like those that aren't ready to um, move on to a new
Mhm.
dimension, and then
Yeah.
those that are
Well,
like
and
a
there's so many
separation?
timelines, right, to each dimension, each
Yeah,
moment. There's so many timelines just by making a choice. I'm making a different timeline.
yeah,
But as for dimensions, this is energetic. And when that energy vibration goes so high, that lower energy cannot exist in that higher energy. Whatever
right.
it is, whoever it is, and if it's going to be viable somewhere else, I don't know. But it's not going to be in our energy free. It's not a frequency match. So I don't want to say that. I do think it's a soul choice, and some souls want to experience that, you know, harsh third dimension. That a lot of
Yeah,
people think this is all there is.
yeah,
They haven't opened up that perception door to say, is there something more here? And so it's kind of like it's not a judgment on them. It's just that's their choice, but there's so many of us who don't want to live under that anymore. That
I'm
that
so glad you said that. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'm so
I'm
glad
sorry.
you said that because I feel like spirit doesn't judge.
Mm-hmm.
There's just love there.
Mm-hmm.
And that some people are where they are, that's where they're supposed to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a vibration that's experiencing this, a part of the
Exactly.
divine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
okay.
yeah, it's okay. I mean, and if you think about it in time, which is, like you said, it's hard to pinpoint, but we're
Yeah,
infinite beings. We live for eternity in so many. We change forms so many. I probably innumerable times. It would be hard, and it's just part of the whole the whole thing, all of life. Going in and going, try this, try that. Um, but and even though I do think spirit is in everything, and there are those that are heartless and soulless, and I really can't like. I don't know. That's kind of gets deep. So
That was our backstage conversation, everybody. We were going down that path. It was really
Yeah,
interesting.
it, it's it definitely boggles the mind, because you're like, but is that can that happen? Well, of course. I mean, there are egos here that would try to make life.
Yeah.
Why not? If they could profit off it, and you know, uh, it gets. And look, is it everything's energy, right? So this is actually creational energy. We could call it magic, right? I call in this magic and I create, but I'm using unconditional love. Well, there's a reason why the dark wizards and things like that are kind of popular, because they know how to call in energy too and not use it for higher purposes.
Yeah. They
Hi.
do, don't they? And
Yeah,
it's captivating.
yeah,
It's mesmerizing, their energy. I mean, look at the media.
yeah.
I don't know about you, but golly, when
Yeah.
when 2016 and everything that was going
Whew.
on with I mean, that was mesmerizing.
Yeah.
That was easily to get caught up into that circle. And but then I could also see the energy around it. I don't know about,
Mhm,
well, I'm sure you
mhm,
did
mhm.
feel that powder, that smoke,
Yeah,
that weird vibration.
yeah, and they were coming out, with the Tea Party, all that. You can feel it. I knew they were going down a wrong path, but it wasn't a loving path, that's for sure. But
No.
I couldn't believe that it got as bad as it did, and I guess I was in shock. More
Yeah.
than anything, in 2016, I was like, "How did we get here? What happened? Where did everybody go? What's going on?" And that's not funny, but the media is like their main tool, right?
Yeah.
And there's many studies that'll say you watch 15 minutes of something traumatic, dramatic, something that draws you in. That's it. Yeah, you go past that 15 seconds, you're for the most part gonna keep wanting that. It's like it hits that dopamine level in your head, you know.
Yeah. Addiction.
Hmm.
And addiction is so many different things, isn't it? It can be food, it can be alcohol or drugs, but definitely watching things.
Hmm.
It's in pharmaceuticals.
Hmm.
It's kind of an addictive society. I think that
Hmm.
when we all stop,
Hmm.
and not, I'm not saying that everybody's an addict. I'm just saying that there are things in our environment that are easy to succumb to, and kind of when you stop and look and love, stop, roll, love.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. You need a T-shirt for that. Stop, roll, love. I like that.
Then it changes the vibration. Oh, and add anger to the list of addictions. I love that.
Yes, fear
Yes,
and look,
absolutely, warrior girl, for sure.
yeah, and look at just say 50 years ago how it just ramped up. Everything they put, our food is toxic. Everything is addictive. It
Oh,
is. It's
yeah.
really hard to even to make good choices. If you can find organic food, I mean, you have to go through all these ways to try to remain healthy and stay conscious, because everything around us is designed to take you out of your consciousness and into another realm. I mean, we could play games all day on a computer. You go anywhere you want. You could go to metaverse. You could go. It's like, so it takes a lot of willpower to say, no, I'm gonna. I think this is why my guides got me into astrology, because it is quite an addiction. But I'm like, well, it's a lot to know, so, and it keeps me busy. It keeps my mind, because a lot of us have those minds that just want to constantly learn, constantly absorbing information,
Yeah.
constantly wanting to know why. I remember being a kid, that's all I ever said. Why? Well, who said? Why? So I would go figure it out myself, and I'm still like that. But
Yeah.
you can get down the wrong path of why too, or not stay balanced. It's not there's a wrong path or a right path. It's being able to observe it as a neutral observer and stay balanced despite what's being shown to you, you know?
Yeah, the field of awareness, right? Where
Yeah.
you're watching and you're still feeling it, you're still feeling the emotions, you're not
Hmm.
suppressing or being, positively toxic or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But being aware. You were talking about the yugas, the yurgas, the
Kali Yuga.
Kali
Here,
Yuga. Yeah,
here.
that's um, Vedic, right? Or do you do Vedic astrology or Western?
I
Western.
do Western. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know, and I do know about Vedic, but I know that the yugas keep coming up, and they've been coming up in my awareness quite a lot these last few years. Yugas time. Let me see. I know the Crone Zone. Priscilla's here. She has a video on it. I see. It's not. I'm not even
Right.
spelling it right, but um, they do. I mean, it's the gold, like the Iron Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, uh, Golden Age, Silver, and they're like sectioned off into like I believe it's four, and they let's see, 426, whatever that is. They are a few thousand years long, and it's just a history. I hear, I don't know, and if I look back into Atlantis, that was the last time we were in this golden age of a yuga. I don't have it in my head. I don't have it right off my head, but I used it because you keep like when because they drop words in, so I'm go. It's just kind of how you communicate. Do you do that? You're
Hmm.
talking and then these words just come in and that's the focus.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that question I asked you that you said no one had ever asked, that wasn't
yeah,
my question. That was totally just spirit.
yeah, it is, and it's so
Yeah.
cool. And that's like, and that's another thing. Those of us who are in our heart, our skills and abilities, our psychic intuition, everything, we're remembering more. It's not like we're having to learn. We're remembering. We're always like that in the soul state, in the spirit state, So, but it's a matter of being balanced. Like that balance is so important to go into those higher modalities, those higher energies. Here
Yeah.
we go. Thank you,
Thank
Priscilla.
you, Priscilla. I love that. Yeah. Measuring universal time. These
Mm,
four ages are known as Satya, Treta, Diva, Divapara, and
mm,
Kali. Yeah. I
satay.
love
Are we going satay yuga or Kali? I think Kali is the
I think we're
harder.
getting out of Kali, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because Kali is the one that we're in now, which I got this. This is from Kalanchok in Nepal. My daughter brought that
Oh,
back for me.
that's
It sits
beautiful.
here. Yeah, we love Kali here.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
she is
Kali is a
powerful.
powerful goddess. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that's coming. The goddesses are really impactful in the chart, in the asteroid goddesses, and the the history of these goddesses, and they're all showing up now to
Yeah.
help bring this age in. Um, and they each have their magic about them, and they're here to support us. I mean, we call in these we well, we could call in the archangels. We call in anyone that works. But I heard something the other day. I'm sorry. I'm stumbling over
No,
that
good,
word.
Kenny. No, no.
that Mother Earth, what is it? The dragons are the ancient wisdom. They're ancient, and Mother Earth is calling the dragons back. And I mean, I know it. I know it. I feel it. I see them. But I just thought, oh, thank you. And they're all around. They're everywhere, and they're helping us with in to increase that vibration that we're all. But you look out or you listen to the news or you look out there and you just there's no hope. It's hopeless. It's never going to happen. So I'm glad that we all have remembered why we're here, and it is happening.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah,
Well, we didn't talk about time, so I don't want to keep you, but um,
time
is there
time is
anything?
fast now.
It
Isn't
is,
time?
isn't it?
Yeah, there's no. This is what I think about time. I think you can slow it down, you can make it go faster, you can flow with it because you have the ability to whatever your perception is to control your perception.
Yeah.
Now, as a collective, when I look, I'm like, wow, we're in August, and the thing COVID was a couple of days ago. So it's really
Mhm.
increased. But I think it has to do with the energy increase. That's what I think about time.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And time's colliding, isn't it?
Mm.
Those dimensions. It's pretty funny.
Hmm. It's like you can see the quarks just making spark. They're just blowing up these little quirks, and it's just
Right?
like, it's
Yeah.
really
Every once in a while, I'll see a little spot that didn't
cool.
get put on the computer screen and the veil. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I see that.
I see you. I see you over there. Yeah, and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff that is coming through and making itself known. It's crazy. It's really so cool.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yes,
Dragons are very much real. They have great power, of balance of light and dark, like
yes.
yin and yang. Beautiful.
I love the dragon. Juno says the memories seem to drag on forever. Juno, I don't have that anymore. I can't. I got up. It seemed a few minutes ago, and now it's 5 o'clock. I don't know.
Right? What happened? What happened? And housework? Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, we need that magic to come in. Okay. Bewitched, snap your fingers, everything's clean. I don't need to be scrubbing all day. I have things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mary, I love that. The breakdown of patriarchal society, really can't imagine it. It's been here for many years, make a real shift, right? And now a balanced society.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I mean they've thousands of years we've been underneath this rule, and they've disempowered women. They're trying to double down on that. They keep trying, but it's not
Yeah.
gonna. The
Right.
dragons are here. It's not gonna happen.
Well, thank you so much, Val. This flew by. Speaking of which, it was like
Yeah.
boom. Harmonious society. Thank you, Juno is the boss.
Yes, she is.
She
Yes,
is the boss. She and Priscilla. So
and they
thank
are. Thank you.
they are. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you,
Mhm.
mods, for being here. And
Mhm.
everybody, be sure and sub to Valerie. And if you want a reading from Valerie, I think it's in the comments or under the before the comments, whatever it is of
Mhm.
this. But please go over their Illumination Portal.
Yeah.
So amazing work you're doing, Val. So
Thank you. You
I hope
too.
you'll come
Amazing.
back.
Absolutely. I would love to. Thank you.
Oh, good. This was a joy. Okay, everybody. Well, our light sees your light, our higher selves, sparkles, and I haven't decided yet. I think it's star. And
Hey,
and
that's a
we'll,
good point. Can I say something about a star real quick?
oh yes, anything.
Today,
No, 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 anything. I've got time. I just didn't want to
today's
put.
0 degree Virgo, right? Regulus, who it's a heart of the lion. It's a royal fixed star, is on. It's conjunct with 0 degree Virgo. Now, you say, why would he, if he's a Leo star? Well, since we've been alive, he's moved to 2 degrees. So if you have Regulus at 28, 29, or 0, 28, 29 of Leo, or 0 or 1 of Virgo, it's very influential to you. But right now, he's just bringing in that unconditional love, just permeating it onto the planet. So
Oh,
think of that today. Yeah, love's everywhere. And the unconditional love is
oh,
so cool.
that's so beautiful.
Thank you for letting me say it.
Yeah, no, anything. Yeah, no worries.
They're like,
Definitely.
you forgot Regulus.
All right, everybody. Well, have a fantastic day. We'll see you soon. Bye
Yes,
bye.
thank you. Bye. Love you.